To make your own creation, we will learn how to use Photoshop's Paint and Draw tools. You have to get to know everything about each tool and its specific draw and paint function. First, select one of the paint tools, like the paintbrush tool, and choose the foreground color. Let's take a look at the brush palette. To open the Brushes palette window, double-click the pre-selected paint tool or go to Window, Show Options, and Show Brushes. You can select a hard-edged tip of the first row or a soft-edged tip in the second row or third row. A brush can be up to 999 pixels wide, which translates to almost 14 inches. Open the brush options from the palette menu. Set your choice of a value for the diameter, hardness, spacing, angle, and roundness. To apply your selection, click OK. You can create, for your selected paint tool, a new brush tip. Reshape the tip by moving the dot in the left preview box. Then apply the selected new parameters by clicking OK. Save it with the Save Brushes command found in the Brushes palette menu. Give it a name and it will be available to you from then on. Here is your new modified brush tip accessible in the Brushes palette. The Brushes palette works with all the art tools, from the airbrush down to the dodge tool. It gives you the ability to select any of Photoshop's preset brush shapes or to create your own. Use the option palette from the Brushes command menu. The command Load will open a set of your customized brushes, or set Replace Brushes to replace the current set. Now use it. The Paintbrush Options palette includes a slider that sets the opacity. Move the slider to set your selected tool. Choose a low numeric setting of opacity for a subtle tint. A close percentage setting to 100% gives you more saturated color. Wet Edges creates a sort of watercolor look for painting. This is a very nice option. As long as you are holding the mouse down by using the Wet Paint option, the paint stays wet and it can build up additional layers by overpainting your image. To create a stroke that fades as it finishes, choose a fade level from 1 to 9999. A high value creates a long stroke before it fades in. Choose Transparent from the Fade to drop-down menu to fade from the foreground color to no color, and if you want to fade from the foreground to the background, choose Background. Set the blending mode to normal. For now, you'll learn about the other modes in the following session. Now let's work with the airbrush, paintbrush, eraser, and pencil tools. Follow my steps. Try out some of these tools. Open a new page and size it. Make it big enough for your work. Now we are going to open the Brushes palette. Window, Show Brushes. On the same set of palettes as brushes, you'll see a tab for swatches. Click on Swatches to open the Color Paints box. For now, just click any color you like. Select the paintbrush from the toolbox. Click the Brushes tab to go back to Brushes to choose a brush shape. Press and hold the mouse button as you move the brush over the canvas to paint. Try the airbrush and eraser tools too. Type J for airbrush and E for eraser. See what changing the options does for each tool. Airbrush. Select the airbrush tool and choose a color you want to use. Then click on one of the tips of the Brushes palette. Drag across any part of the canvas. Experiment with different levels of pressure and different brush sizes and shapes. If you press and hold on by spraying the canvas with the airbrush tool without dragging, the paint drop will gradually widen and become darker. Varying the pressure and changing brush sizes gives the picture some variety. To erase parts of the image, select the eraser tool and choose background color. The eraser option palette offers nice characteristics. It can work as an ordinary block eraser, or it can erase with soft edges or a single line of pixels. It can remove whatever is there. Click on the paintbrush tool or type B to use the brush. Choose a color and select a brush size. To paint a straight line, hold down the Shift key as you drag the brush. To draw a straight line between 2 points, click once on the canvas to set the first point, then Shift-click to mark the end point. Practice painting and get familiar with all painting tools. You have to develop a feeling for using the painting tools properly in combination with the cursor. To erase or add colors on the canvas, or on your image, learn about choosing and applying color to understand the Photoshop color system.